does your ankle feel at this stage of this week compared to what it did last week going into the game? Is it a noticeable difference or is it the same, really?
It's the same. I mean, I was healthy going into last week's game, and I think if I wasn't, I wouldn't have played necessarily. So, I mean, no residual effects, and I'm fine, healthy.
What's the mindset of what's the mindset going into this week after last week?
Yeah, I mean, we got to get things rolling on every phase of this offense. As a team, we've got to get back to who we are, standard expectation of playing. And it's been started out here at practice, started at the beginning of the week, and just continuing to build on that to make sure we carry it and take it into the performance of Sunday. No, I don't think it was a blueprint. I just don't think we played a great game, starting with myself. Played my worst game of the season. I think we can look around at all different phases. I'm sure some of the other guys have said the same. So, I mean, this week it was about taking accountability, about finding ways to get better individually, making this unit better, just being better for our team to make sure that we don't have a performance like that again. I mean, a loss is a loss. I mean, they all suck. But yeah, when you don't play as well as I expect to play, yeah, it hurts. I mean, you've got to come out here and you've got to use that as motivation and just use that as a way to find a way to get better, find a sense to get better, whether it's 1% or whatever it is, whether it's on the field or off the field, in my preparation, just to make sure that doesn't happen again. I don't quite get the question. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's important for me to do regardless. I mean, I think the way I lead, I think I have to be consistent or it's going to be tough to follow if I'm not. So, I mean, for me, it's just about doing the same thing, making sure, as I said, they'll find a way to get better, whether it's here in the facility, whether it's with the teammates, watching film in my preparation, taking care of my body, just making sure that I find a way to go an extra little mile if I have to make sure that I'm getting something done for improvement, to make sure, as I said, that doesn't happen again. No, I mean, I just told him he'll be fine. I mean, I know the way Randy takes care of his body and handles his business, so he'll get over it in time being, and we're going to support him. But just for the defense, guys know that they have to step up. That leaves an opportunity for some young guys to come in, make some big plays, and I'm sure those guys are itching to do exactly that.
Dak, you said you felt like after the game, this is the first game that y'all were not the more physical team. Can you point to some of the reasons why you think that happened?
I mean, just our finish, for one. I mean, you watch the tape, just the way that we finished. Weren't getting the bin bags, weren't getting behind the line, weren't getting behind the running back, pushing him forward, and just every aspect. I mean, this game's very, very physical, so you've got to make sure you're bringing it each and every play and not taking it for granted.
In the past, when you've talked about your accuracy, you've had some issues. It's had to do with your footwork, and you always talk about getting back to footwork.
Yep.
Was there any of that last week coming off the ankle injury where you're farther along now, or is that reading too much into it?
No, I mean, I think so. I mean, I think my footwork was poor in that game, and I think it may have come from the lack of it over the past few weeks. And so, I mean, yeah, this week it was important for me to get back to doing all my basic drills, pushing it, being smart about it, obviously not putting too much on myself, but making sure that I got the reps and I get every rep in the game plan, whether it's moving off the spot, and just making sure I get back to the basics of what I believe in with my footwork.
What have you seen from Michael Gallup in practice? What do you expect out of him?
Yeah, I'm excited. That's a guy that, I mean, I've always counted on, just having him back here at practice the last couple of weeks. Was hoping we had him last week. We didn't. But then obviously getting him for this week, I'm excited about it. I know he's excited, made some big plays out here in practice, whether it be against the show team or against our defense in competition. I know he's ready to go.
With the movement among your tackles, what can you do to help ensure that y'all are on the same page, or that you know that they've got your back?
I mean, I know that they've got my back, and they know that I have theirs. So there's no lack of confidence in each other and the group that we have. So I think it's just about communicating, making sure those guys get all the communication they need. We're on the same page, using snap counts to help them out, and just trusting them doing their job.
Jerry said y'all were flat, lackadaisical, overconfident. You see any of that?
I mean, maybe overconfident in a sense. I mean, you go on a run like we were, winning a lot of games, and doing them in different ways. I think that maybe snuck in unconsciously. So for us, it's about just getting back to the basics, getting back to who we are, being very cognitive of every little thing that we do, and not taking anything for granted. Our preparation, every play out here, and just being making the most of every opportunity to get better. I mean, all the rehab. I mean, all the modalities and everything that they have in there in the training room, soft tissue, all kind of things helped.
Your numbers after a loss?
Yeah, definitely on film. Yeah, couldn't necessarily pinpoint it in the game in the sense, but I wasn't driving my throws. None of that was clean. Obviously knew it on the first fourth down throw. Just I didn't get my back or didn't get my lower half underneath it. Try to change my arm angle. When you add those two, that's exactly what you get. So I knew that one, but just overall not being as accurate as I normally or planned to be. Yeah, it took film and just realizing I wasn't getting my feet in the ground. I wasn't sitting on my back leg like I normally do, and that's what this week was about, getting back to work and making sure I did that.
Your numbers after a loss, especially since Lamari's got here, are really impressive. What drives you when you have a poor individual performance or your team doesn't win a game?
Yeah, just the taste that it leaves in your mouth all week long. And it's just about wanting to feel that win again. And that's the addictive drug part about it, right? It's trying to get that high of getting that win, of getting that locker room feeling. And I know when you compare that with the locker room Sunday, that's not even comparable. I mean, you just want to do everything you can to make sure you're putting your team and yourself in the position to get back to that feeling.
Is there anything from Atlanta defensively that you can take from last year's game, or are they a lot different from what they showed?
I mean, yeah, personnel. They've got some similar personnel, obviously. They got two great linebackers, Deion Jones fast. Got a great front up there with Grady Jarrett, and they're coming off a big win. So, I mean, they're a confident group, and we're going to just make sure we're coming in preparing and not being overconfident and just focusing on getting better, as I said, and continue to say, at every aspect of this game.
What does it look like to be confident but not overconfident?
That's a good question, but I mean, I think it's about knowing what you're capable of, but knowing that you have to continue to get better, and you can't take, as I said, any play or any opportunity or any rep at practice or in the film room for granted. All of those are ways that you can get better and you can improve. So you can be confident, but in the same sense, still be humble and still, work hard, work extremely hard.
What motivating factor do you think the Cowboys name has for other teams when they have to line up against you?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. America's team, when you play in a organization like this, I mean, you're the most watched team on television. You know other teams look at it, other fans look at it, they circle on their calendar. Other teams look at it and they know that they're going to come in and we know we're going to get everybody's best shot. But I know if you ask me or if you ask anybody else in this building, we wouldn't want it any other way. So, as I said, it's just about making sure we get back to who we are, staying confident and focused on that, and being ready for Atlanta's best shot, and after that we'll move on. Thank you, guys.